Nigerians are grappling with economic challenges. Among this challenge is that of food scarcity, or better still, hike in price of food items. On this program, Agric Economy, today we shall be taking a look at the economic implication of the situation Nigeria is in presently. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin. To discuss this topic with us is no other person than Mr. Gabriel Dakolo, who is an economist and is always shedding light on each topic on the program. But before we bring it in, we're going to be taking a few seconds report on the situation of Nigeria when it comes to food sustainability right now, and what our Nigerians feel and what they are going through. This is going to be in form of a vox pop. Stay tuned.
Subsidy on 29 May 2023 led to the increase in prices of everything in Nigeria, including water. Because now one bag of pure water is now sold for 500 naira, while in some areas it's 600 naira. Now bread is expensive. You cannot even get good bread for 700 anymore, except you want to go for a bulky bread. The bread we were buying at the rate of 700 naira before, now is 1,400 naira. The bread that you cannot even eat with your family and be satisfied. What is happening, my people? Where is Nigeria going to? When is all this going to come to an end? Rice is expensive, oil is expensive, spices are expensive, even pepper. Can you imagine? The pepper is expensive. There was a day I went to market, it was not last week, I went to market to buy pepper. I saw pepper being tied inside white leather, 5 pieces, 100 naira. So anybody coming to buy pepper wants to just tell their bookkeeper, I want to buy pepper 100 naira. Just give you that one that has been tied into nylon. Onions on the high side, tomato is on the high side. People with children that need to get snacks for their children, how are they going to cope with all this? Let's just assume that in a month, the total money that enter the family is 50,000 naira. They have to buy foodstuff in this high price, buying of foodstuff, buying of snacks for the children, buying of eggs for the family, buying of body creams and all that. And now that everything is very, very expensive, most families cannot even eat 3 times in a day anymore because of the high prices of food. One module of rice now is about 2,000 plus. That is not even enough to feed some families. The way everything is now, I think the best thing we can do now is just go for the most important things. Anytime we want to buy anything, let's go for our priority. Let's set our priority right. And also, I'll beg our government. Our government should go into markets and make sure that the prices that our traders are selling all these goods should be monitored. There should be monitoring in all these trading sectors. CBN should help. And also, I would like to advise my fellow women out there that they should set their priorities straight. Go for the most important, leave the less important. Now is not the time for you to buy clothes. If you have the ones you have at home, manage it for now. Also, let's try not to put the old problems on our head, because our mental health is very, very important. When you start thinking about what is happening in the country, when you start putting everything in mind, before you know it, you start having emotional trauma, you start having mental issues. Please, let's take everything easy, and by God's grace, Nigeria will go back to how it was.
Welcome back. It's still Agric economy, and like I said, we'll be taking a look at the implication of the present economic challenges. Our guest is here, and he'll be shedding more light on these, implications and what needs to be done in, abating what is already going on. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Sir, we know that even a blind man can see with what is happening right now in the country. We know that the price of food item is nothing to go home about. You go to the market with in your mind your salary of maybe 70,000, 100,000 naira, and you come home with just what we locally know here in Nigeria as bako bag, a polythene bag, and you'll be wondering, they collect money from my hand. But the truth is that you spent the money. If some items like noodles and the rest are going for almost 20,000 naira, a bag of rice going for 80,000 naira, depending on the kind of bag rice you're buying. Even amongst local rice, we still see those for 68, 70,000 naira. What's the implication for the economy?
The implication is far-reaching for an economy like ours. One of the major concerns is the growing population of Nigerians, and the sights that we are setting on food sustainability seem to be eluding us with the way things are turning out presently. And looking at the situation on ground in Nigeria presently, you will see that many Nigerians are being thrown into poverty per second, because the income has remained stagnant while the cost of living is on the rise on a daily basis. So that has brought a lot of challenges to the people, and it is leading gradually to rebellion and all acts of stealing, arson, riot, and the rest, because the people are getting fed up. Also, what I discovered is that as much as the government tries to put its food revolution policy into place, the policy has been slow to come up with cogent issues to address the matter of food security headlong, and to quickly nip to the bud the rising cost of food products in the country. Because if the issue of rising cost of food products is not nibble and the earnings of Nigerians remain stagnant, then we are in for a major crisis in our hands in a couple of months.
Okay, so is this going to be some sort of will this help? Because I know that they'll tell you when there's increase, I don't know how you put it professionally, increase in demand, and now that we have will I say a decrease in demand, because of course the demand is there but there's no capacity to get them.
Yes.
How would this affect our GDP?
Consumer spending helps to raise GDP in most cases and in most economy. And when you look at economies that we used to mirror, like the United States economy, you will see that what is boosting the economy presently is consumer spending, retail spending, that has really lifted up unemployment, has reduced unemployment to the barest minimum in that country. So when we have a situation whereby consumer spending is reducing, then we are in for a major problem, because it's going to affect the GDP of the country. Another issue that we must look at is the capacity of Nigerians to actually spend. Now, the capacity is being diminished gradually, because for someone that is earning 50,000 naira, for example, that 50,000, apart from removing other exigencies, budgets about 60% of it for food and buys a particular amount of food for like 30,000, can no longer do that presently. So we see a situation whereby there is reduced spending, and when there is reduced spending, then there is reduced economic activities as regards purchase by individuals and by Nigerians. And when there is reduced purchase, that means the manufacturers and those sellers of goods and services are going to have reduced income coming from, or reduced revenue coming from their business. And when there is reduced revenue coming from their business, that means they will look for ways out. And some of the ways out is they are going to reduce staff force to be able to maintain or retain a semblance of profitability. And when you look at the situation where we have most companies experiencing exchange rate losses presently, there is a company, I think Nestle, that have experienced about 200 billion naira exchange rate losses as at last year to now. So you can see a situation whereby the GDP will be affected on the long run because of this present crisis that we are in.
So what's the way forward?
Now, the way forward is for the government to intervene and in a swift manner. We know the attendant situations and the consequences of having an economy that is crippling. There will be massive unemployment, high level of hunger, resentment by the people, because most of them will be idle, and most companies or people that give out goods and services are going to be having challenges in the very harsh economy that we are in presently. So I believe that the government needs to oil the economy, jumpstart the economy by bringing into place the food revolution plan, and ensure that it is implemented as fast as possible. This will help to absorb those that will be lost due to unemployment, to be able to move to other areas in agriculture and its value chain. This will also help the people that are in manufacturing and goods and services to be able to access the needed credit that they need to be able to improve their businesses. And also, if you look at government plans for MSMEs and other sectors in the economy, you will see that these MSMEs need the support of single-digit interest rate to be able to continue in business, because the present economic situation has made about 40% of MSMEs in Nigeria to be out of business or just to be in comatose. So this government intervention of Agric revolution, ensuring that there is increased food sustainability. I was discussing with someone a week ago about the impact that the release of 42,000 metric tons of grains will do to from the strategic grain reserve to the economy. And I said that it's not far-fetched. It might not generate much impact, because you cannot continue to feed the people without creating avenues for them to make income. So what the government needs to do is to create an avenue whereby the people that are being fed or that you are selling things to at a cheaper price will be able to gain the capacity to be able to purchase these goods. Do you know the irony of things? It will have been so good because let's not put Nigeria in isolation. Cost of goods and services are increasing in every country of the world today. If you go to UK, you go to US, you go to Canada, you go to some African countries. What stands them out or makes the difference is that as the cost of goods and services are increasing, food inclusive, they up their minimum wage. They ensure that the economy is up to task so that the people's purchasing power is constantly increased so that they can be able to meet those needs. As prices rise, their purchasing power also rise with it, so that even when goods that they were buying has increased by 20%, their purchasing power as well as increased by 20%. So they do not feel the impact of the continuous rise in price of goods and services. That is not the case in Nigeria, and that is why we have these issues, because as the cost of goods and services continue to rise in Nigeria, the earning per capita of an individual Nigerian remains stagnant, and that is the challenge. And I laugh when the labor movement says that the minimum wage should be pegged at 1 million. We do not have an economy that can absorb that kind of minimum wage, because the Nigerian economy has not reached that level that a minimum wage will be at ₦1 million. Looking at the facts and figures that we have around us, so we have a major challenge. And where we are going, if we have a focused government, can take us 20 to 30 years, but we have to start. And it is when we start well that we can have a vision of getting there in that 20 to 30 years.
Okay, yes, we need to start and have that vision so that, we can take our pride of place like other nations too. We'll take a quick break. While we return, the program continues. Stay tuned. For staying tuned. It's still Agric Economy on ARCN Television, Abuja, Nigeria, and I'm Khadija. We know that our guest has spoken a lot as regards what we're facing right now in relation to the economy. When there's no much purchasing power, the economy of course suffers. And he said that Nigeria has to put certain factors in place, just like he said, other countries ensure that their minimum wage is being increased, just as the livelihood of the citizens increases. Aside minimum wage and federal government upping it, for now, because we know that we've seen meetings upon meetings, committees upon committees come up as regards this minimum wage, even from the last and so many administrations. What can Nigerians do to subdue the effect of all of this?
One thing that I must tell Nigerians is that Nigerians must react positively. One thing we must know is that we do not have any other country apart from this country. Initial reactions of most Nigerians to hardship in Nigeria is for them to run to other countries. And for those that have gone, and from what we hear, those other countries too are not palatable. It is not all bed of roses over there as well. So Nigeria first needs to believe in their country. We need to believe in the enormous potentials of this country. We need to take our country back by being positive. An average Nigerian wakes up in the morning and feels that there is no reason why he should pray for this country, because this country is bad, this country is doomed, and all those stuff. And there is power in words. Nigeria needs to live positively, believe in this country. The fact is that we have a leadership that we feel is not meeting up to our expectation, but we must not rest on our horse. We must continue to push as citizens of this country. We must continue to believe and play our own part, because as leadership has its part to play, also the citizenship also has its part to play. A former president has said that Nigerian youths are lazy. In as much as I don't want to agree with him 100%, but a certain percentage of it, I also believe that most Nigerian youths are waiting for them to be fed instead of them looking for something to do. And that is why every government policies becomes a problem to them when they are getting the short end of the stick. It is not every Nigerian that the government can help. It is not every Nigerian that is going to work in a government parastatal agency, but every Nigerian has an opportunity to earn a living in this country. And the opportunities are bound in this country. We have natural resources, we have brains, we have people that have come out of the box to be able to do something wonderful in this country. The tech area is booming, and for those that have the capacity, they are doing well. In other areas, even in farming, in integrated farming, piggery, fishery, and other sources that Nigerians try to put their mega resources into, they are doing well. So every Nigerian should also believe in this country and be able to play our own part. Let us have this mindset that government cannot do everything for us. And when we have that as our background, looking at a situation whereby you live in a neighborhood, you as a Nigerian, you make sure that you pay for your security, you pay for your generation of your life by making sure you buy generator, you make sure that you have water by making sure that you drill boreholes. That means you are already a government on your own. So Nigerians should think as a government on their own, not minding the fact that we have challenges with leadership. And if we sit back and the government continue to wobble, then we will all wobble together. So that is why Nigerians also need to take the bull by the horns. Enough of complaining, but make sure that you are found to be doing something. There is a saying in the Bible that says God will bless the works of your hands. But if you don't have anything in your hands to do, what is God going to bless? We, in as much as we are very fond of apportioning 100% of the blame on the government of the day, we also have our own part to play, and we must not shy away from it, because it is our collective contribution as a country, both as citizens and the leadership, that can carry this country to greater heights.
Okay, we've heard it. Nigerians need to get something doing, no matter how small it is. Yes, the country is not smiling. Things are getting, kind of hard. Prices of food items are skyrocketing. Things are happening generally, and we know that this has an effect on the economy. And if the economy is affected, we know that we'll go back to same recycling and the rest of it. We are hopeful that the government, through the present administration, is going to do the needful. As the minister has said that there's going to be green distribution, and we hope that these things and these interventions will be able to cushion this effect of the economic crisis Nigeria is grappling with right now. On this note, we'll say thank you for joining us on the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So yes, we'll wrap it up. Join us again, same time, same station next week. I am your host, Khadija Oluwatoyin, saying bye for now.